This time, Carolina and Duke have been tied going into the regular season finale. Duke's won the last 3 matchups, and you know the Heels like to run. Carolina likes to push it after Kyle Singler made one of his few shots he made on the night. Soon as the ball goes through the basket, check out Leslie McDonald sprinting down the court. Kendall Marshall's going to find him, and Carolina's going to find themselves with a 4-point lead. Later, Marshall, he's really made things happen for the Heels since taking over at the point, doing it himself. Take another look. My man putting in spin cycle. Carolina with 51 first-half points, the most scored on Duke in a half this season. Heels up 12 at the half, but remember, Duke, they trailed by 14 in the first game, and they made a run the second half. Nolan Smith, Player of the Year candidate, he had 30. Duke down 10, then Seth Curry, that's his spot. Duke down 7, then Singler with the score. 7-0 Duke run to start the half, and the lead down to just 5, but Carolina not phased this time. Marshall dropping dimes to Tyler Zeller. Marshall 15 points, 11 assists. Carolina back up 12. Then it's the freshman Harrison Barnes. Really been stepping up his play lately. Barnes 18.7 boards. Carolina back up by 12. Duke goes ice cold, and Singler misses the tray. He was just 3 for 17 on the night. Curry misses the 3. He did have 6 trays, but the rest of the team 0 for 16. Then Smith, despite the 30 points, he threw that one away. 1 field goal in the final 10:55 of the game for the Blue Devils. Just over a minute to play. Dexter Strickland, Miles Plumlee. Oh, my, it's over. Carolina wrapping up his 28th ACC regular season crown. Ends a 3-game slide to Duke and win their 7th straight 81-67 winners on Saturday.
Matt Dickey and UNC Asheville had the last laugh last time. Last time they met, February 22nd, Dickey stole the inbounds and hit a 3-pointer with 1 second left. North Carolina Asheville knocked off Coastal Carolina 61-58 in that game. Back to the conference title finale. First half, UNC Asheville up by 5. Chris Stevenson driving. John Williams there. The follow-up dunk. Asheville up 7. Second half, Coastal down 5. Brandon Crawford, Anthony Rocker, who answers with a 3, and Coastal down just 2. Under 2 minutes to play in this one, Asheville up for Dickey. The 3. Asheville extending the lead. They're getting pumped under a minute left. J.P. Prim misses the 3. Stevenson's got the rebound. Misses. Deron Lane there. Clean it up. He had 13 off the bench. Asheville's going to the NCAA tournament. A 60-47 win.
Morehead State in the way. And that kid right there is, he is like the Kevin Love of college basketball. I'm talking about Kenneth Fareed, Zakaria GPS. It's just Fareed. Lead is 7 at the half. Second half, though, Terrence Hill makes the 3, and then Hill, that's my baby cousin on my big mama side, gets the steal and lay-in for DeMonte Harper for the putback. 27 points for him. Morehead State up by 8. Does Tech have a run in them? Yes. Kevin Murphy, the 3-pointer win. Down 6. Ensuing Morehead State possession. Still a 6-point game. Zach Swansea, the steal in the lay-in. That lead down to 4, but next Morehead State possession is Harper finding Fareed. And thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night. 24 points, 15 rebounds, 27 double-double. It's 84th career double-double. Ties Ralph Sampson for second all-time. Morehead State going back to the dance for the second straight year.
Top-seeded Belmont Bruins taking on 6th-seeded North Florida. First half, Belmont off to a fast start. Jordan Campbell stepping behind the screen, hitting the 3. Belmont up 11. And then Bruins just rolling. Mick Hedgepeth hitting the jumper in the paint. Belmont would be up 20. Hedgepeth finished the first half with 17 points. In the second half, more of the same. Blake Jenkins hitting it from 3, burying it. Belmont up 25. You know, including this tournament, the Bruins were 21-1 in conference games, and they would just roll. 87-46. The Bruins, the first team to 30 wins this season.
You know, Sal, it would be smart of you to pay attention to this Princeton-Harvard game. Chance for the Tigers to clinch another Ivy League title with the win. First half, Princeton down 1. It's Dan Navradis knocking down that tray. He had 25. Princeton up by 2. Later in the half, tied at 29. Cal Casey. Oh, this is wild, but gets it to fall. Harvard up by 3. Later in the first, Will Barrett spins to the hoop. Kareem Maddox hits him in stride, makes the lay-in. Princeton back up 2. Let's roll to the second half. Casey fakes a 3, but not faking on a rock in that rim. Look at it. Does his thing. Harvard up by 4. Casey with 24 points. And later, Harvard up by 7. Brandon Curry finds Keith White. Right stuff. Harvard wins it 79-67. Guarantees a share of the Ivy League title with Princeton. The Clemson 14-0 at home this season as they rush it. Pittsburgh with a chance to take the Big East regular season title, hosting struggling Villanova on senior day. Can't second leading scorer Corey Stokes out with a hamstring injury. Not good for a team on a 3-game slide, meaning Malik Wayans will have to step up. Wayans in living color, 6 of 12 for three-point land. Nova in transition here. Corey Fisher feeds Wayans and the foul. Nova up by 3 after the free throw. He had 27 points, a career high from him. Later in the second, McGee, the block down low. Pittsburgh pushing it on the fast break. Ashley Gibbs, pull up, shoot the J, shoot it. Hit up by 1. Few minutes later, we got more from the Panthers. Brown outside for 3. Yes, sir. Hit up by 4. Less than a minute later, Trevon Woodall in transition. Pitt up by 6 after the lay-in, and they're losing their minds in the zoo. Less than a minute later, McGee off the miss, gets the offensive rebound, puts it back in, hit up by 8. They're trying to put it away. It's Gibbs, and Gibbs, that's his spot. Panthers up 11. He had 18. Pitt wins 60-50. Panthers clinch the top seed in the conference tourney for the first time since 04. Nova's lost 4 straight, 6 of their last 8.
Mike, you want to see a crowd go crazy. I got that. Number 6, Purdue, playing for a possible share of the Big Ten title, taking on an Iowa team the Boilermakers have beaten 8 straight. That's Juwan Johnson, the big dunk. He had 22 points, game tied at 40. Later in the half, Iowa up 4. Matt Gatens hits the long 2 from the wing. Hawkeyes up 6. Under 5 minutes left. Purdue down 2. DJ Bird, the 3 from outside. Boilermakers up 1. Under 4 minutes to play. Hawkeyes up 1. Jared Cole misses the jumper. Melshon Basabi there for the putback. Iowa up 3. 35 seconds to go. Iowa up 2. Bryce Cartwright, the friendly roll on the jumper. Hawkeyes pull off the upset over Purdue, 67-65. They're storming the court.
Let's go crazy. The last time out, BYU was blown out by New Mexico, trying to get over the dismissal of Brandon Davies. Things much better for German for Dad and crew against Wyoming on Saturday on Senior Day. Wyoming tried to keep it close, but in the second half, it's time for the Jimmer Show. The Jimmer Show is ready. Jimmer, do your thing. Put it in a spin cycle for me. Scoops it in, making it happen. Next BYU possession, guess who? In the biz, we call this Jimmer Range. Way out there. Later, double team. What? Are you serious? That's Jimmer for that, man. BYU up by 9 here, splits the defense and lays it in, gets fouled again. BYU up 20 here. Jimmer. The J, the I, the M, the E, the R, the J, the I, the M, it's Jimmer. 38 points for Jimmer for that. BYU gets to share the conference title. Classic moment. Davies getting the cut down part of that. Cougars over the century mark for the 3rd time this season, 102-78.
Bill Self and the number 2 Jayhawks with a chance to clinch the Big 12 regular season title outright. They'd have to visit 24th ranked Missouri. Early in the first, Kansas up 5. Markeith Morris. Kansas now up 7, and then Taylor finds Thomas Robinson down low. He gets the lane. Kansas goes up 4. Robinson just a month removed from arthroscopic knee surgery. Less than 10 seconds left in half. Missouri down 3. Michael Dixon misses the runner, but Lawrence Bowers there for the putback. Missouri down just 1 at the break. Second half, Phil Presley splitting the defenders to score Missouri down 4. Then Kansas up 9. Elijah Johnson just lobs a pass up there to Marcus Morris, who finishes the play, then lands on Steve Moore. Moore would have to be helped off the court, hurt on the play. Just over a minute left in this one. Kansas up 4. Taylor finds Tyrell Reed in the corner, who knocks down the triple. Kansas goes on to win it 70-66. I mean, don't we all want to? Junior Kemba Walker honored on Senior Day. Why, you might ask, Michael? Well, that's because he's scheduled to finish his degree this summer. Number 7 at Notre Dame in town. That's Ben Hansbrough fouling out. He finished with 21 points. Later in the second half, UConn up 3. Walker hitting the pull-up J. Capped a 13-0 run for UConn. Walker at 34 points. Just over 2 minutes to play. We're tied at 65. Tim Abramitis driving, laying it in. Irish up 2. 8 seconds to play. Tyrone Nash shooting his second free throw. Irish up 3. He misses the second. Walker brings the ball down. He's going to give it to Donald Beverly. But you know what? He can't handle the pass. Notre Dame hangs on to win at 70-67. Snaps a 7-game losing streak. The Irish had at the Huskies' place.
Hey, let's stay in the Big East and wait till you see this finish between number 11 Louisville and West Virginia. Senior Day there. Joe
now you sold it.
Yeah, under 25 seconds left. West Virginia down 5. Casey Mitchell hits a 3. West Virginia now down 2. Rick Pitino needs some counseling. Well, you think that's going to make him upset? This will really make him mad. 13 seconds left. West Virginia down 3. Mitchell, another 3. Ties the game at 70. Louisville inbounds. No timeouts. Preston Knowles pushing. Knowles knows what to do with it. But he misses. And then foul. fouls Darryl Bryant with under a second left. What is going on in here? Take another look at this. Knows, doing what everybody's supposed to do, follow your shot. Hustles, but runs into Bryant with 0.6 seconds left. Bryant hit the first free throw, made the second. Chris Smith, inbounds, gets it. Last second heave, of course, no good, not happening. Bob Huggins, his 100th win at West Virginia. Mountaineers win their fourth straight, clinch a first-round bye in the conference tournament.
Rick Jackson and Syracuse, they'd like to win because they would get a bye in next week's Big East tournament. Hosting DePaul, first half, Syracuse up 9. C.J. Fair to Rick Jackson for the easy dunk there. Saluting a little bit. Syracuse up 11 later in the first half, now 22. Deion Waiters, the crossover and the layup. Syracuse just rolling early in the second. Scoop Jardine, the alley-oop to Jackson. Syracuse up 32. I can't promise this thrilling finish, but I can promise you this is a rout. Jackson, another dunk. The Orange shot 71% from the field. Syracuse was up 44. They'd go on to win it 107-59. 12 Syracuse players scored 6 in double figures.
That's what you call a skull dragon. How will St. John's respond after having that 6-game winning streak snap? Let's find out against South Florida on senior night, which they got plenty of them. They got 10 of them. There's one of them. Justin Brownlee misses, comes up with a loose ball, and Brownlee and one. Tied the game at 47. Next Red Storm possession, another senior, Paris Horn, making some noise. That's his spot. Red Storm up by 3, up by 6 here. The White Hardy, of course, could be the Big East Player of the Year. Plus the foul, he had 14 points. Had been averaging 25 over his last 10. And then the senior Sean Evans to steal. And this is how you finish. Yes, sir. Storm winning 72-56. St. John's first 21 season since the 02-03 campaign.
JT3 and number 17 Georgetown taking on a Cincinnati team that held the Hoyas to just 46 points last time they played. 4 seconds to go in the first half. Cincy up 3. Rashad Bishop, the long pass to Yancey Gates, who knocks down the 3 at the buzzer. Cincy would be up 6 at the break. Second half, Bearcats now up 11. Austin Freeman driving and getting blocked by Gates. Sean Kilpatrick at the other end, gonna knock down the 3. Cincy upsets Georgetown by 22. It's the Hoyas' worst loss since 2004, 69-47. Now, despite the loss, Georgetown hangs on to a first-round bye in the Big East tournament. St. John's, Cincinnati, and defending champ West Virginia also earned first-round passes, while UConn, ranked 16th in the country, is the 9 seed in the Big East and will tip the tournament off against DePaul Tuesday at noon Eastern on ESPN2. Number 8, Texas, trying to avoid its first 3-game losing streak in more than 2 seasons. Lace Darius Dunn needed just 5 points to become the all-time scoring leader in Big 12 history. First half, Baylor down 6. Dunn, turnaround, banking the shot, the post. That would tie Dunn with Andre Emmett. And then later in the first half, Dunn at the free throw line for the record. And getting done the easy way. He is your Big 12 all-time leading scorer. 2 minutes to play. Baylor down 5. Dunn still at it. Hitting the 3. He had 22 points. Baylor would be down 2. Ensuing Texas possession. Corey Joseph splitting the defenders, hitting the layup. Texas wins at 60-54. Texas ties its school record with 13 Big 12 wins.
Meanwhile, Texas A&M trying to stop a 2-game slide, hosting Texas Tech, and David LeBeau making a name for himself in this game. Cornrows in effect. A&M up by 3. LeBeau the spin. Oh yes, rocking that rim. A&M up by 5, and then in the second half, B.J. Holmes finds LeBeau, and LeBeau knows how to finish. A&M up by 6, and they're not done. Chris Middleton, he almost throws it away right there. But you know what? Nathan Walkup recovers, and guess who he finds? A&M up by 12, and then some great passing right here on the 6 minutes left. LeBeau's going to finally get it. A&M goes on to win it by 12. LeBeau, 21 points, 4 rebounds. Aggies stop a 2-game slide, clinch the 3rd seed in the Big 12. Florida can wrap up the SEC regular season crown with a win. First half, though, Vandy up by 5. Brad Tinsley making Chandler Parsons a star on YouTube. Oh, my goodness. Vandy up by 7, but Florida will battle back. Parsons, this is the way you get revenge. Stroke it. Florida down to 1. Later, same score. Parsons is going to feed Kenny Boynton, and maybe I should call him Boynton Kenny because he just went reverse. Florida up by 1. in that arena where both Sarah and I used to log many hours. 7 minutes to play, Florida up 9. Boynton off the screen and the foul on the three-point play. A 4-point play there. Florida up 13 after the main free throw, and then Boynton buckets. 17 points, all 5 Gator starters in double figures, get their school record 13th SEC win, and they lock up the SEC regular season crown. Win over 9th-ranked San Diego State would be huge on senior night. Second half for Wyatt Leonard. This kid can ball. A double-double machine, pull-up J right there. Later in the second, Chase Tapley to Jamal Franklin. Yes, 2 hands just to be sure. San Diego State up by 9. 4 minutes to go. They're in control. Greg Smith, the air ball, but Billy White is going to take it coast to coast and make things happen. Aztecs go on to win it, so the Rams cannot capitalize. 66-48.
Spot in the tournament. Second half of this one, Michigan would be up by 9. Tim Hardaway Jr. hitting the 3. He had 20 points. All of them came in the second half. Later in the second, Michigan up 2. The pick and roll, Hardaway to Jordan Morgan. Throwing it down, Wolverines up 4. A minute and 30 to play in this one. Michigan State down 7. Kalen Lucas trying to cut the deficit. He had 25 points. Spartans down 4. Final seconds, Michigan State down 5. They need to steal, but Darius Morris, 2 behind the back dribbles, avoids getting stripped plus the lay, and Michigan wins at 70-63. They've won 8 of their last 11. I do too. I like
an experiment going on, something like that too. Richmond down 1 here in the first half. Kevin Anderson outside, making things happen. Richmond up by 7 at the break. Second half, still a 7-point game. Off the inbounds, Lindsey misses, but like a good neighbor, Justin Harper's there with a tip-in. 16 points, 4 rebounds in the game for Harper. But later in the second, Richmond up 8. Kevin Anderson. Hello, Mr. Anderson. 16 points for him. Richmond goes on to win it 68-56.
Certainly impress his dad, Harvey. It was an ACC contest against Virginia Tech and Clemson. They had some points in the paint. A slam dunk contest, really, for Clemson. That's Grant. They're throwing it down two-handed style. Clemson would be up 7. Just a minute later, Andre Young to Devin Booker. He's throwing it down. And then DeMontez Stitt misses the 3, but that's okay because they're all about throwing it down. Clemson was up 11. Harvey loves it. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half, Grant to Tanner Smith. He goes baseline to dunk it. This time, Clemson on the fast break. Stitt to Brian Narcissus, who goes high for the slam. Second half, keep throwing it down. Grant to Booker. Tigers up 6, and then Grant again, another dunk. It's all dunks in this game. Grant would get a standing ovation. Clemson goes on to win 69-60. They earn a first-round bye.
Washington State also bubbles this up. A win over UCLA could help their cause, and Washington State playing without Klay Thompson, suspended for the game. But UCLA down 4. Tyler Honeycutt, the big 3. Bruins down 1, 50 seconds left. 20 seconds to go. Malcolm Lee draws a foul. He would make both free throws to tie the game at 48. 5 seconds left. Bazell Aiden from the 3 for the win. No, we're going to overtime. In the extra session, 10 seconds left. Honeycutt, tie game, gets the steal. Lee ahead of the pack, and Lee is going to get fouled. He would make his free throws like a good player should. UCLA up by 2. So final chance for the Cougars down 2 off the inbound. Marcus Capers turns it over. Crucial loss for the Cougars as they fall 58-54. Since Arizona won earlier, the Bruins cannot tie for the Pac-10 crown.
Season championship outright for the first time since the 04-05 season. Arizona hit it from the arc early. First half, Kyle Fogg draining a 3. Arizona up 6. How about another 3? This time, Kevin Tarum wide open. Arizona up 10. Jordan Mays get into the action. Another deep 3. Arizona 7-15 from a 3-point range in the first half. To the second we go. Oregon down 10. Jovan Catron driving through 3 defenders there. Wow. Tough lane. That's the difficult way to get it done. Ducks down 8. Later, Arizona up 8. Derek Williams throwing it down. Here's another look. Arizona wins 90-82. Their first undefeated home season since 88-89.
Got a crazy ending to the South Carolina-Mississippi State game. Senior day in Starksville. Just over 30 seconds left. Mississippi State up 1. Cody Augustus hits the fadeaway, but watch the official. John Hampton on the baseline. He's going to trip. He falls. Stansbury wants to call a timeout. Has to go on the court to see him. Hampton can't see him, though. So Stansbury gets a text. Stansbury's like, dude, you didn't see me. You tripped. How How's that happen? Now, South Carolina would make both technical free throws because they were awarded free throws. 16 seconds left. Gamecocks down 1. Shot to take their first lead of the game. Bruce Ellington's 3 is short, out of bounds. Mississippi State this time stands where it's like, okay, can you see me now? Yeah, you see me now? Okay. Not that far out. 8 seconds left. State up 2. D-ball second free throw, no good. Ellington, a chance for the win. This three-pointer gets it done. He's a hero. Ellington, no sir. State hangs on. They win it 60-58.
A year ago, Butler was playing for the national championship. Now taking on Cleveland State in the Horizon League semis. Second half, Butler up 1. Ronaldo Nord finds Smith underneath for the tough layup. Andrew Smith had 12 points. Just under 7 minutes to go. Smith off the missed shot passes to Howard while falling out of bounds. Howard scores. Take another look. Very emphatic about that. Matt Howard, 14 points. Just over a minute to play. Butler up 6. Sean Van Zandt, the deep, the 3 from the right wing. He had 18. Bulldogs advancing to the Horizon League final with a 76-68 win.
The unbeaten, #1 Buckeyes last month. John Diebler, senior day. Of course, Diebler, we think he should change the name. Thiebler, because he can chuck it. How about last Tuesday? Thiebler, 10 of 12 from three-point range, 30 points in a win over Penn State. Diebler and Ohio State, they continued the hot shooting when the Badgers came. Then they had some payback in there. Nobody in Ohio forgot what happened. Sunday, after missing his first, well, there'll be no more of that. He hit a 3. Then Diebler, he's just going to keep pushing out and see if you can going to guard him. No. Just keeps banging them home. William Buford, David Leidy, everybody getting involved. Where's Leidy? I got some. The Buckeyes up 15. 10 seconds going to half. Diebler from deep. Ohio State up 15 at half and still haven't missed since Diebler missed just the very first one. They're on a roll. Let's go more. Buford, wing, 3, got it. I think you're following me here. Buford again. There would be no second half rally from the Badgers as there was at Cole Fieldhouse in Madison. Buford was 3 for 3 from deep, 18 points. Diebler, thank you. You know what? As long as I'm out here, I might as well shoot it. And even if they guard me, they're not going to stop me. Diebler, 7 of 8 in the game. Makes 17 of 20 three-pointers in his last 2 games. That is absurd. Leidy, well, I'm not going to be the guy to miss. 2 for 2, 13 points. Thad Mullen. Mata pulls the seniors. Nice ovation there for the kids. Way to go out to Sean Thomas. Okay. I mean, I guess that's an easy shot. Everybody can make it. Let's have Jordan Cyber try it. All right, Jordan's got one. 14 of 15, 93%. Best in Division I history ever with a minimum of 10 attempts.
Indiana State in the Missouri Valley Championship game. Adam Leonard is the cousin of Wes Leonard. More on his tragic death later in SportsCenter. Under 10 minutes to play in the game. Leonard driving to the hoop gets the lay-in. That was their first field goal of the second half. Indiana State up 4. Jordan Prenti, the baseline jumper. Indiana State up 6. 4-point game. Less than 30 seconds left. Leonard step back 3. Playing with a heavy heart. Nails it. Missouri State down 1. 6.5 seconds left. Down 2 and inbounding. Jermaine Malik gets the ball and tried to dribble it and loses it out of bounds. The 3rd seed upsets the top seed at Indiana State.
At the moment, senior day. Always fun. Kids get the parents out there. First half, Vols up 8. Melvin Goins on the steal. Gets them going. Cameron Tatum. I would like to flush to finish, please. Tennessee up by 10. Vicious right there. Vols lead trimmed to 6. Tatum finds Goins on the wing. Because as much as the dunks are great, those three-pointers are worth 1 more. Tennessee up 7 in intermission. Second half now, Vols by 3. Tobias Harris on the baseline. Going for the dunk, denied by Josh Harrelson. You will not, I don't care if it's senior day. I don't care if you're on your home floor. I will have none of that. Kentucky down 2. Doran Lamb, and Kentucky has his first lead of the game at 32-31. They want more. 5-point lead. Darius Miller dunks off the inbounds. 20-4 run by Kentucky. The Cats up 7. 1-point game. Kenny Hall. Hook shot in the lane. Tennessee takes the lead back at 52-51. It's senior day, not going to go the way of the Orange. Terrence Jones, Darius Miller for 3. Cats get it, 64-58. American Semis Patriot League Conference Tournament, less than 20 to go. Lafayette down 3. Ryan Willen, oh yeah, he's willing to be moving. Ties the game at 53, less than 3 to go. Troy Brewer launches it deep, and we got it, oh, in and out. We're going to play some more basketball. In the overtime, 7 to go. 62 apiece. Daniel Munoz missing the float. Oh, the bucket is cold there. Tony Johnson grabs the rebound. The prayer almost, but no, we go to double overtime. Less than 5 seconds. Lafayette down 1. Johnson brings the ball up the floor. Jim Maurer. Money. Heartbreak for American. Lafayette wins it 73-71.
Beating the first round of the ACC tournament. Eagles still hoping to play in the NCAA tournament. Early on in the first half, Reggie Jackson, the assist to B.J. Raji, cut the Wake Forest lead to 4. 11 minutes left in the first now. Eagles lead by 2. Raji, the one-handed throwdown. Eagles by 4. Second half. Here's Jackson, comes up with a block on Carson DeRozier's Joe Trapani to Raji. Fill in the lane of the foul. Raji had 21.6 rebounds. And Raji's brother, B.J. Raji, the Packers, remember him dancing in the NFC title game? And then he's watching Biko Paris hit his 6th three of the day. Boston College goes on to win.
Physical in an ACC finale for these two. Second half, Tech up 1 on the home floor. Daniel Miller missing. Battle for the loose ball. Reggie Johnson, Glenn Rice Jr. get into it. You're going to have to be restrained. Fellas, relax, ball game. Ref pushes Johnson away from the pileup. We look at it again. Johnson will throw an elbow in the scuffle. Whoa, heads up now. Ref determines, though, jump ball, no fouls called. All right, cooler heads prevail, maybe. Iman Shumpert can't handle the pass. Johnson gets called for a technical foul. We look, Johnson, this time, knees Shumpert below the waistband. He kicks him on the ground there. Johnson stayed in the game later in the half. Georgia Tech up 7. Maurice Miller, one of 2 seniors on the roster. Senior day hits the 3. Good for him. 14 points, 5 assists. Georgia Tech wins it. Before we let the weekend go, an encore.